And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and my very, 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 very special guest, special friend, Gary Franchi. Gary Franchi, RealityReport.tv. Gary, you know, you got to meet with some of the guys from Cop Block out there, and, I know you've partied with them and said, yo, what's up, the times you visited with us out here, but it's good to have them on your own home turf. How'd that visit go, man?
It was really good, and just want to say, thanks for playing a little Pink Floyd there on this nice hot summer day. It's always good to hear. But it was great to have them over and give them the whole the tour of the studio and really hear about what they're trying to accomplish with copblock.org. I think it's much needed at this time, especially with this massive increase of police encroachment upon our freedoms. I mean, I just saw a news report that happened in Phoenix about a cop that went into a house on a 911 call and shot an unarmed man right there.
Yeah, Phoenix, but we all know why. Because they can. This is so common, and a lot of times when you have these instances, you'll have a story that has about police brutality of various different kinds, and it's not uncommon for us to find that it happened here. And because we're not specifically looking for stuff that's going on in Phoenix. We'll put up, cops beating up somebody just about anywhere. And it's just amazing how many there are here. And I tell you, it's just like when they say, you go to traffic school and they'll say, Phoenix #1 in red light running, #1. How do you get that number? Well, from the tickets that are written. What tickets are written? Well, it's all the red light cameras. So it's kind of, you get it, a high propensity for this kind of abuse here in Phoenix because there are so many people recording it. Because we have gotten more cameras in the hands of the people. We have more people know where to go to report it. We got people that know how to get this stuff into the lamestream because we've been doing it for a long time. So that's why you get a much higher number a lot of times from Phoenix. It's not that it really happens that much more here. It may even happen less for all we know, but it's reported more. And it's because we've set a standard of no fear. Now, what happened is with 4409 and with Drew and Cop Block and all this stuff, they really have been training their officers to kind of chill, man. It's like, look, everybody's got a phone. Everybody's going to be video. So hopefully you would think that they would be less likely to do this. But especially at night, the guys that run the graveyard, the guys that want to go out there and kick some butt, they just are too stupid. They're bad cops. They need to be replaced. And I would think that the better officers and certainly the city and so on, as much as this is painful for them, you would think that they'd be more appreciative of outing out these bad apples that need to be gone. What kind of response are you guys getting in Chicago? I would imagine you're influencing a lot of people there to do stuff.
Well, there's definitely a lot of activity going on in Chicago, but we have serious corruption problems here that, obviously go to the White House. Our mayor was basically plucked from, Obama's side. They're putting up cameras all over Chicago, and they're making it illegal for you to even film police. I mean, we've had activists here who are literally threatened with arrest on the spot and, with violence right there by the police. I mean, there have been people who have been arrested and taken in just for filming, selling something on the street corner.
Well,
we have a lot of problems here.
Well, got to keep in mind when we first started doing this, certainly with Freedom's Phoenix and beginning of the Levolution and everything, 4409, he was arrested, thrown in jail, foot stomped on, charged with 5 criminal counts, went all the way to trial. Mark Victor sitting there, and I'm appalled and doing and everything, finally all dropped, and he's in a civil suit now. I mean, these things don't happen without taking some pain. These things don't happen without challenging the man and going face to face with these. Do you have anybody there that is taking on this role? But you guys are probably in a different situation. Here, it's very clear that it's legal. Now, in Chicago and Illinois, I think they're arguing that there's some law, right?
Yeah, it's called the eavesdropping law. And I used to do surveillance for a large retail outfit, and I used to be a part of a crew that would literally arrest people for shoplifting in our store, and we worked with the local police and this and that. Now, during my training, I learned about the wiretapping law. What we were allowed to do was videotape anyone in our store, but the moment that we recorded audio is when we broke the wiretapping law. So technically, you can record anything you want with video, but the moment you have audio is when you're breaking the wiretapping law. Now, how do you go ahead and do that for a police officer? And how can you say, well, I'm not recording audio, blah, blah, blah. They don't care. They smash your camera, they smash your skull, they take you downtown.
Well, I understand. I understand the pain. I mean, so what's the action? You just suck it up? Is there an effort?
If you're going to be recording stuff out here in Chicago, you better be doing it very covertly, and you better know how to do it from a distance.
Is there a plan to challenge the law, to take them to court, to put up with the beating, get Mother Teresa to be stomped on in front of everybody? I mean,
I don't know of an existing outfit here in the Chicago area that's directly challenging it. I believe I think there are actually 2 cases that are pending currently. I haven't followed up on them recently, but there are a couple cases that are moving through the.
Well, you and I know that it's amazing what the American people will get used to, and we have been. What makes it unique here in Arizona is nothing different other than we got a head start by about a decade. It was, about 93, 94 that we really started pushing back and using media, getting your government number, your arrest number. We needed them to arrest us. We needed them to charge us. We needed them, to have candidates and file lawsuits and all this other stuff, because that government number is what gave permission to the media to cover it. So we go, right. All right, well, now we don't need that anymore. We got realityreport.tv. So it's just, you go out and you guys do a great job of giving a really quality coverage of just this kind of thing. I'm just looking for somebody that gives you something to cover, And
that's the other thing too, is the average citizen is what's under threat by filming up here in the Chicago area. So when we go in under the cover of press, with our credentials and maybe a shirt that says media on the back, and we're very overt about it, then it kind of changes the format of their actions. So I personally have never gone out or been in a situation where I've had to, throw that kind of uniform on and point a camera in that direction. But I would think that once you go in that capacity, hey, I'm full-fledged media. I'm here. I'm showing you I'm media. That might change the game a little bit.
I feel something coming, because what would be a better example than Mr. Rahm Emanuel, mayor of Chicago, and they are so proud of their CCTV network. We watch everybody doing everything kind of thing. You can't watch us, but we sure as heck get to watch you. And so I see a spark. I see an opportunity. I'm looking for what we can do.
We're watching Rahm Emanuel, that's for sure. And there's something that we also kind of uncovered. We're doing some investigation into. We found out that Donald Trump donated $50,000 for Rahm Emanuel's campaign, and now there's talk of building a casino in Chicago.
I'm so shocked.
Where do you think that's going? Yeah, could you believe it?
And he gave, I'm sure, $50,000 to the other guy, whoever that was. All right, we'll talk more with Gary Franchi when we come back here on Declare Your Independence. Gary Franchi from realityreport.tv. And maybe we can, drum up some activism in Chicago with some of y'all out there and make sure you get the coverage. Oh, man, Rahm Emanuel?